I'm here to explain how to set up FaceAge easier than ever. Okay, now that you are in your dashboard, it may seem a bit difficult, but don't worry because it's very easy. Before that, I have to tell you that if you don't want to hear me, just read the help center that I have put the link below. And if you're looking for something specific, just watch some snippets of this video. Are you ready? Now, the first part, Quiz Builder. When you enter this section, you will first see a few ready-made themes that you can use as it is or edit and change to your liking. And from this section, you can create a completely new one. Okay, let's see together. First, about this last question. Your last question is always this option, and although you can customize it, you cannot delete it. Now from this part, you should add a section and make the initial settings. Your question should have a title, which is something that your customers will see. You can put anything you like. Then we will go to choose the background of the questions. You can use a color code or an image. It depends on the theme of your site and your taste, and where it should be placed on the image. And oh, the next section, which is one of my favorite secrets about Quiz Builder, is hiding questions from some people based on their answers to the previous questions. What did I say? Let me explain with an example. Imagine you created a question about allergies and asked people if they had allergies. And your next question is about what they are allergic to. And you certainly don't want to show this question to people who don't have allergies and answer no. Do you? No, I don't think so. That's why you use this section. In the first section, select the name of the allergy question. I'll explain the difference between the name and the title. In the middle section, you select the condition, which in this case is equal, and in the next section, you select the answer no. Just like that, people who don't have allergies won't see the next question. In the next box, you can type anything like next and let's go and finally. You specify whether the question is mandatory or not. They can skip it, and if you choose not to, a new box will open for you that you can skip with words like skip, leave it, I'll answer later, and etc. Anyway, you choose how to communicate with your audience. Once you have made the initial settings, go to Save and go to the main question box or the sidebar on the right. Here you have the options of title, paragraph, text box, email, select, and multi-select. Specifically, the title section is used when you want to ask the main question. For example, you can type age in the title section and ask the full question here. How old are you? Through the paragraph, you can write a text to explain above or below the questions if you need to talk to the audience. The text box is for questions that you want the customers to type a topic for you. Big alert, do not use this section to get the audience email. You can get questions like the name or contact details here. The next section is email questions. We separated this section to make it easier for you to collect customer emails for email marketing and all the things that I will explain later. So select this section to receive emails. The next group of questions are select questions and are for questions where the audience can only choose one option, like the age range or the time she spends on her skin and etc. And the last option is multi-select, which is for questions where the audience can select multiple options, like the question of what her skin routine is usually like. By adding each item, if you move your mouse over the section, you will see 3 marks that are for editing, deleting, and moving. Okay, there is nothing special to edit in the title and paragraph sections. You can write text, because that's what you have to do with the title and paragraph, right? First, the text box. When you add a text box and click on edit, a box will open asking you to type in the name, title, description, placeholder, and whether the box is required or not. Relax, it's nothing. I'll just walk you through it step by step. Let's go to the name first. I told you a while ago that there is a difference between a name and a title. Big alert, the difference is very important. The name of the question is something that your audience doesn't see, but it is important to the FaceAge system. Where you want to add a condition to a question, you need its name. Like the allergy example I gave you, remember? Now the name of a question must be unique. It will be autofilled, so if you don't want to add a condition, it's better to just leave it alone. The next part is the title, which you know is what the audience sees and can be anything you want. The description part, which is of course not required, but if you need an explanation, you can write it here. And the placeholder is the light text that is placed to further guide the recipient. Of course, you can leave it blank. And the last part of the type, what information do you want to receive? This part will make FaceAge verify the recipient's answer and allow you to enter the information you want. For example, if you have asked this question to get the recipient's number and they come to write their name, the answer is not generated. It's that simple, and then save. Okay, the next part is emails. This part is not much different from the text box, but for the same reason I told you, we separated it and it only has two small rules. First, there is no ability to edit the name because it is selected uniquely by the system, and that you cannot create two email questions and it only has to be one. While you can have as many different types of questions as you want. So if you want to create a new email question, remember to delete the default. Let's not get into the reason because no matter how much the technical guys explain to me, I don't understand what I want to do. Just know that it should be like this. Now let's go to select. Okay, the name, title, description part is the same. Let's go to the options where you can delete, edit, or add. Click on the edit option, type the new text and check the box. And the type option is actually the same type of display of options. Do you want it to be list-like or side-by-side? From this part, you choose, save, and that's it. Good news, multi-select is the same. Now, before you save it completely, you can preview your questions to see how it looks. Of course, the options are not clickable. You can just click Next. When you are finished, be sure to save from the top or bottom of the page. Wow, how much did I talk, right? The quiz builder is finished. Now, if you have any questions, just comment it or send a ticket to the support team. Are you ready to connect the products? Let's go. The second part of setting up FaceAge is adding products, which in my opinion is the simplest part of FaceAge, but many people ask questions about it, so let's learn it completely. When you enter this part, click Choose Product. There are two ways to add your products, manually or with AI. In general, using the AI option is easier and its accuracy is very good. I personally tested it and it's great for initial setup. But if you still want to do this manually or make an edit later, continue watching this section. First, I will explain the manual steps, so select it. The first option is the product list. As the name suggests, here you have a list of all the products in your store. You can search or filter the products. However, select whichever one you want and click Select. You can choose a bundle, add a single product, or add several products together. The second box is about routines. In fact, it asks you this question: is this product considered a routine or should I introduce it to the customer for morning or night or both? And if the answer is yes, which category is it? Is it a moisturizer or an eye cream? If you don't want your product to be a routine, just leave this field blank. The next box asking you to whom and with what skin characteristics should I introduce this product? For example, if someone has dark circles, should I introduce it to them? If the answer is yes, the next question from FaceAge is to what extent should I introduce it? You have to give it a value. When you specify that you actually connect an eye cream to the problem of dark circles, you have to specify what level of dark circles it is suitable for. And if this is suitable for all levels, just select all the values. And the last box is extra conditions. In this box, FaceAge asks you to tell if you have a specific product that has special conditions for being recommended. Here you can exclude or include a product for specific people. For example, you have a product that is not suitable for people with redness, so you don't want it to be recommended to these people at all, right? You have to set it here. Set the status field to exclude. When you open the box, you will see a list of skin problems and the questions you created. Yes, you can also add extra conditions based on the answers to the questions. I set it to redness, and I set the condition to the level I want, or I can choose 3 levels. Now you will be faced with two additional conditions in this section. What are they? Sometimes you want to set more conditions for a specific segment. For example, do not recommend this product to people with high redness and high wrinkles. To add this condition, use the add internal condition. But sometimes you want to create a completely separate segment. People who have either redness or wrinkles, it doesn't matter, even if they have both, should not see this product. Then you use the add external condition. And about questions and extra conditions, when you select a question, instead of asking problem in this section, you will see the options you set in the quiz in the box and you can choose. This way you can prevent a lavender-based product from being recommended to someone who is allergic to lavender and save your brand. When your settings are finished, save and that's it. Now, what if we want to add our products with AI? The first thing you need to know before using it is that this section refers to the product titles and descriptions to get data about your products, review them, and based on the information you put in it, it connects the product to the problems of the product and routines. So if your description or title is not very good, I do not recommend using this section. When you click this option, you only need a few clicks. First, choose how strict our system is for product recommendations, very high, medium, or low. If you want it to be very strict, it will fill in the fields in such a way that each product is recommended precisely for a specific problem with a specific amount. You know, it means that it makes a completely obsessive connection and you may see the fields empty if your products are not very popular or you have not written very good descriptions. Regarding the next question, you should choose to replace the products you have just added, and then you can select the products or collections, and then you click select and next and wait for the AI to do the work for you. Now when you're done, you can easily edit or delete the products you see here. Do you see this little sign here? This tells you whether you connected the product yourself or it was added using AI. So you won't have any trouble finding the products you added with AI later. Okay, that's it for adding products. What's next? Oh yeah, publish. Let's go. When it comes to the publish section, you have two choices, modal and section. Modal is a small icon that appears on all your pages that you can put with the FaceAge logo and any color you want, or insert your own logo and photo. I will teach you how to customize it in the customization section. But first, let's go to the publish. Select the modal option and click add. A GIF will open for you with a small tutorial, and click the continue to customization page button and you will be transferred to your homepage. On the homepage, select the embedded app from the left sidebar. From the apps you have, select FaceAge and set the button to active. And ta-da! FaceAge has been added to this corner. Now you may want to add a separate slider for this section and place FaceAge in the menu or wherever you like. For that, you should use the section. What's my advice? Pair it to FaceAge is a great tool for gaining trust and increasing engagement, so make it as visible as possible. To add a section, select the section option. Click the Continue to Customization page button again and you will be taken to your homepage. And from the left sidebar in the Apps section, click Add Box, select the FaceAge app and your section will be added and you can configure it. Don't forget to save your changes. This is from Publish. Just click, click, click. FaceAge is really easy. Let's go to Analytics to see what customers are doing, right? In the Analytics section, you can see statistics about people who have used FaceAge. You know, like when you look at the statistics about the specific customer segments in Google Analytics. First, when you select the time period, all the statistics are based on that time period. Now, every statistic you see here comes with a little note that briefly explains what the data represents. But if you want to know more, we have put a full explanation and purpose of the data in the Help Center. Additionally, we're still developing this section, and I'd love it if you send us your feedback and let us know what stats we can add that would be useful to you. The next section, which is a bit long, is my favorite section, customization. So take a break, grab a drink, and come back. Okay, let's go and see what are the secrets of customization. This section includes 4 general tabs: Basic, Routine, Template, and Language. The first tab, Basic. In this section, you can make a series of settings related to the entire system. Let's start with the first option. First, specify whether you want a quiz to be asked before analysis or not. Do you want a product to be recommended or not? So they can just say analyze and go. Whether a routine should be created for them or not, and whether they can see the buy button after seeing the products. The next 3 boxes are very interesting options, which is why I like customization. It was all based on our customers' opinions, and this was one of the great ideas they gave us and we implemented it. The main question was how many products should be recommended. Not too few, not too many, and the answer to one thing is unclear. So we left this part up to you to decide based on your knowledge of your customers. First, determine the total number of products to be recommended. If you set this number to 10, only 10 of all products you added will be recommended to each person. Now, the next step is to specify how many products to recommend for each skin problem. And the last box specifies what this prioritization should be based on. For example, you specified that only 10 products should be recommended to each person, and 2 for each problem is enough. But the number of products you connected is 100. The question is, which 10 out of 100 should be recommended? You specify this in the third box based on what the prioritization should be, and you have 8 choices. First, the newest products should be prioritized. Second, products that are more specific and connect to fewer problems, or in other words, they are not general. The third is exactly the opposite of the second. It prioritizes products that are more general. The fourth and fifth will be in alphabetical order. The sixth will be the most expensive products. The seventh will be the cheapest. The eighth will be random. Okay, the next step is for problem support. Generally, when your customers see the product page recommended by FaceAge, they can see products separately based on the skin problems that the system has detected for them. Now, you may not support a specific problem in your product store in general, or you specialize in one topic. In this case, we don't want the rest of the tabs to remain empty and the customer thinks that nothing is recommended to him. Then in this section, select which problems exactly your products support. The next box is for choosing how customers can do the analysis. They can take a photo or upload it, or have both options, and the privacy policy link. In the question before the analysis, here we get a confirmation from the user and inform him of the issues. Now, if a user wants to read the details carefully, we have provided a link for them. By default, this link belongs to the FaceAge privacy policy, but if you want to set it for yourself, you can easily enter your desired landing link here and the user will be redirected to the page you want. Don't forget to click Save on any page of customization after making changes. The next tab in customization is routines. We have set a series of default routines here, but you can change them to your taste. You may be able to delete, edit, move, or add items. The next tab is templates, which is related to the appearance of FaceAge on your site. This is where you can completely customize FaceAge to your site. At the bottom of each box, we have written which section will change exactly when you change it. And there is a preview next to it so you can see your changes live. You can also make the modal settings, as I mentioned, from this section, the last box. And the last and most interesting part is the language customization. Okay, this section is not just a regular translation, but it consists of all the labels that your customers see while working with FaceAge. So in addition to being able to translate them into all the languages you want, you can also put your own translation for the labels. First, select your desired language. By clicking on the 3-tab method, you will see the labels related to analysis, quiz builder, and routine. When you select the target language, the analysis section is automatically filled in, although you can edit the translation. The quiz builder section is not automatic and does not fill in completely, so it is better to create the questions in the target language from the beginning. But if you use the theme plates and wanted to change the languages only, you should do this from this section. Now the routine section. If you have not made any changes in the routine section, the labels will be translated automatically. But if you have made any changes, you will see an empty box in front of the label where you can write the translation. And don't forget to save after you're done. So what's left of customization? Well, support, which needs no explanation like plans. And let's move on to the last part, which is connect to CRM or FaceAge integration. The easiest way to get to the integrations is the dashboard. When you enter the FaceAge homepage, there is a button at the top called Connect to CRM. You can connect FaceAge to 3 tools, of which the first 2 is somehow related. One of the FaceAge features is collecting customer emails along with their analytic tags. What does this mean? That is, if a customer fills out the email-related questions and enters their email, the analysis results will appear as tags on their profile in the Customers section. To collect this information, you need to connect FaceAge with Shopify Customer. Here you will see 3 tabs: Shopify Customers, Klaviyo, and Google Analytics. Section 1. Shopify Customers. On the Shopify Customers tab, click the Connect button to connect. This will connect FaceAge to your Customers section so you can see the people who have entered their email and completed the analysis and use the next steps to send them custom emails. This will show any emails that have been registered with the skin issue tags in your Shopify Customers section. Section 2. Klaviyo. Step 1. Connect to Klaviyo. Go to the Klaviyo tab and click Connect. A box will appear asking for 2 API keys. Log into your Klaviyo account. From the left sidebar, go to Settings, last option. In the Settings section, click on API keys in the left sidebar. Copy the public API key from the first box and paste it into the corresponding field on the FaceAge Shopify page. For the private API key, go back to Klaviyo and click on Create Private API Key. Give the key a name, for example, FaceAge or any name you prefer. From the options, select Full Access and click Create. Copy the generated key and paste it into the second box in the Klaviyo FaceAge integration section. Click Next to continue. Step 2. Add a test email. The next step requires you to provide a test email. It is recommended to use your personal or business email to make sure the testing process runs smoothly. You will see a warning asking you to create a flow in Klaviyo before continuing. Create a flow in Klaviyo. In Klaviyo, go to Flows from the left sidebar. Click the Create Flow button in the top right corner. Select Build Your Own, give your flow a name, for example FaceAge, and click Create Flow. On the new flow page, click Metrics from the right sidebar and select API. From the list, select FaceAge Recommendation, click Save and confirm the changes. Drag an email block to the center of the flow and click to edit it. From the right sidebar, set details like the subject line, sender name, and settings to prevent duplicate emails. In the Select Template section, select Create HTML Template. Adding an HTML template. Return to the FaceAge Shopify page and click Show Email Template. Copy the HTML code provided and return to Klaviyo. Delete the existing code in the template editor and paste the copied code. Save the template and click Save and Done. Change the status from draft to live and make sure all changes are saved. If you have changed any details like the subject line, reapply them before saving. Finally, click Update Status from the top menu and set the status of the stream to live. Step 3. Test and finalize. Go back to the FaceAge Shopify page and enter your test email. To make sure the email is received correctly, click Send a Test Email. Once the email is received successfully, click Save. Wait for the system to complete the connection process. When the Connect button changes to Connected, the setup is complete. Section 3. Google Analytics. To integrate FaceAge with Google Analytics, go to the integration page and click the third box. In the pop-up box, enter your G tag. This will connect FaceAge to your Google Analytics account. Make sure that the G tag is already implemented on your website. Without it, the integration will not work. Okay, that's it for now. The FaceAge tutorial is over here. Now you're all set to launch this amazing tool. And if you haven't installed it yet, I have put a free trial link in the description for you. Hurry up and give it a try, and if you have any questions, just leave us a comment and don't forget to ring the bell to get notified. Until next time!